Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Hogan, and we're going to be doing a social studies lesson on learning how to recognize the difference between maps and globes. And we will learn how to make a map of a familiar place, which is going to be your bedroom. First, I want to teach you some vocabulary words, which we're going to be able to review throughout the whole lesson. First is globe. A globe is the earth represented on a sphere. Map is a drawing that tells you about a place. A key or a legend explains what the symbols of the map stand for. And a symbol is a small drawing on a map that indicates what is in that place. Do you know what this is? It is a model of the earth, the planet on which we live. So this is our globe, which is the earth represented on, do you guys remember what 3D shape? If you said sphere, you were right, it's a sphere. Why is part of the globe blue? It represents the water, oceans, rivers, and seas. Why is this part green and brown? That's because it represents land, mountains, marshes, and deserts, cities where we live. Can you guess where we live on the earth? We live on this continent, which is North America. And we actually live in the United States, which is this part of North America. And the state that we live in is Colorado, which is right here in the middle. Mrs. Simmons and I have lived in Colorado our whole life. Mrs. Sachs moved there from Kansas to Colorado, which is a state right next to it, so she can drive back home when she wants to see her family. However, Mrs. Simpson, she's from Hawaii. She has to take a plane over the ocean to get to Hawaii, which are little islands. They're small islands, and that's where she came from. Some of our friends have come from different places as well. Alex in my class is from New York, which is up here. Lupe from Mrs. Brule's class is from South America, which is this continent right below North America. It's South America down here. Haichi is all the way on the other side of the globe, and she comes from Asia or China. And Mrs. Brule, her family comes in that same region, but in Vietnam, which is down here. Now I'm going to show you a map. A map is a drawing that tells you about a place. This side of the map shows all the continents, but it can't fit everything because it's not round, and that's why it has to have different boxes of spots to kind of show you things that might be far off the map. This part of the map is just the United States. What is the difference between a map and a globe? One is round and one is flat. This one, right, represents the whole earth, and this one again is just parts. Can just show us parts. In the past, a long time ago, some people thought that the earth was flat. They didn't know that it was round. So if they thought that if they took a boat and they went across the ocean, they'd fall right off the end of the earth. But we know that the earth is round. And so if you take a boat and you start, let's start in North America, and you start in North America and you take the ocean and you go around there and through there and up there in the ocean, you'll land right back in North America without falling off. A map is much easier to carry when you're traveling. So see how it's smaller? Here's even a map of Colorado. So that would be something you could use when you're traveling. Sometimes mom and dads might use GPSs or their phone so to find where they need to go. However, the globe gives us a chance to visualize the whole shape of the earth and where all the continents and water are. So if we were in space, this is what the earth would look like. Today, I would like you to make a map of your room. I first want to show you a map of my room, and Mason and Braden are going to join me to show you a map of their room. First, I want you to see that I used a pencil to draw the shapes in my room. Then I went over it in colored pencil. In the beginning, we talked about a map key and symbols. So here is my map key and here are my symbols, okay? Remember the map key, the symbol is the pictures and the map key is the explanation, explains it. In my map, I was able to label the big items. Do you see how I labeled the big items? Like my bed, my rug, my dresser. Let me make sure you can see that. My bed, my rug, and my dresser. My chair over here. My side dressers that are next to my bed. But some of the small items I had to put in the key. One of them is the door and window. It was too thin to write it in, so I have window is this shape, which is over here, and door is this way. Then you can kind of see my curtains on there, and I put it over here. Then I have a little basket with these stuffed elephants that I collect. So I always grew up loving elephants, and I have lots of little elephant stuffed animals. I couldn't write it on there, so I have the basket, and then I drew some elephants in there. There's my lamp. And I drew the lamp in there. And then pictures right here. So let me step back and you can kind of see it right there. So some things I could label and some things I needed to use a map key with symbols. Mason and Braden are now gonna come over and show you their maps and their map keys. So I'll start with Braden.
Hey guys, so here's the map of my room. So I got my bed right here. I got my little chair right here. I got a table with a bunch of little plants on it, and here's my dresser. And I also did a key. So this represents all my trophies right here on my dresser. This one represents my basket, which is right here. My plants, as I said before, right here. And then I do little things like here's my door, here's the windows, these little blue things right here and right here, over here. And yeah, there's my room.
Hey guys, so I also drew a map. So here's my room right now. I've got my bed up here. As you can see, the big things, I wrote the actual name of the object, like my bed, the rug, my desk. Here's my dresser, my door. But then those little things like this lamp, this clock right here, what else? And these pillows. I have this key right here, and I do the same shape as what's on the map, and then I'd say what it's called, so that when anyone looks at this map, they'll be able to read and understand what all the different symbols are. So here comes Mrs. Hogan again.
All right, boys and girls. So today I want you to take a piece of paper and draw your room, okay? I want you to label the large items like I did, like the bed and the dresser in your room. And then, but I do want you to make a map key with symbols for the small items in your room, like your toys or your stuffies or Legos or books. So those small things that you can't label, I want you to label. I am so excited to see your rooms. And I can't wait for you to share the map of your room so I know what your rooms look like and what you have in them. So I just can't wait. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, boys and girls.